You don't want any part of this.
What's going on, moviegoers? So if you're new to the channel, my name is Christian and welcome to C-Roll Productions. You guys, in this video, we're going to be talking about 2019 Marvel Cinematic Universe villains. Now, we are getting 3 movies this year from Marvel Studios. Captain Marvel, Avengers Endgame, and Spider-Man Far From Home. Filled with plenty of villains. Going into these films. New villains that will get introduced, talking like Skrulls and like Mysterio, things of that nature. And I'm pretty excited because Marvel in the past was known for their villains being pretty weak. Talking, you know, character development, stories on them, just not the greatest. But I will have to say, over the years, Marvel has gotten much, much better with their villains. We can all agree, literally. Look at Iron Man 3's villains. And then look at, like, Thor Ragnarok, you know, of Hela. You know, you have Ryan Coogler's Black Panther, Eric Killmonger. Just fantastic villains. Last year, we had great villains. Black Panther, like I said, Eric Killmonger. Golden Jaguar, awesome. Then you had Infinity War. Of course, Thanos and the entire Black Order. And then you have Ant-Man and the Wasp. You had Ghost. So their improvement on their villains it's been a really good thing. Like I said, terrible track record dating back, you know, to the earlier films. Just not the greatest, especially with Thor 1, Thor 2. Actually, Thor 1 you had Loki as a villain technically, and you had the Frost Giants. And then Thor 3 you had Hela. So much better antagonists than what we're used to seeing. But 2019 is a new year. So I wanted to talk about, you know, the villains that we are going to be getting this year. Starting with Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel, obviously, we're going to get our first introduction to the Skrulls in the MCU, which I'm extremely excited for. The Skrulls are shape-shifting aliens that go to Earth and try to manipulate things. Now, we're going to see a bunch of big secrets get, you know, unrevealed in this next Captain Marvel movie. We don't know who's Skrull and who's not, but obviously, Nick Fury, to quote Nick Fury from Captain America Winter Soldier, the last time I trusted somebody, I lost an eye. Now, we will be seeing Nick Fury lose his eye in this movie due to a Skrull. That's what I possibly believe. That's what I think that will happen. It could be one of the Skrulls, you know, multiple Skrulls working for S.H.I.E.L.D., you know, because S.H.I.E.L.D. is technically Hydra. You know, they're hidden agendas, they're hidden evil. So I can definitely see that. And you have, you know, the leader Thanos in this film, played by Ben Middleton. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's his name. Which I heard, you know, from the early screening reactions for Captain Marvel that he was fantastic. So I'm excited to see, you know, his portrayal as the leader of the Skrulls. That's going to be a lot of fun. Then you have Ronan the Accuser in Captain Marvel. Yes, Ronan the Accuser is coming back. Now, I enjoyed Ronan. I enjoyed him in the first Guardians of the Galaxy. Most people thought he was, you know, whatever, but I liked him. He was cool. But this time he's back because obviously this movie's a prequel. This is before Guardians of the Galaxy. So we get to see him return and, you know, the battle between, you know, his people and, oh my God, the people of Xandar. We will probably get that more fleshed out. So I'm excited to see Ronan return. And then this is my theory, the Kree. Now, some of you guys were commenting in my video saying that, you know, if you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the Kree are definitely not what they seem. I feel like in Captain Marvel, the Kree will have hidden agendas as well. And Brie Larson's Captain Marvel will have to go up against them eventually by the end of the film. Because, you know, she's back on Earth with Nick Fury. She's trying to regain her memory of what she was, who she was, things of that nature. And then when things start to come back, she'll start to remember all the process of what really happened to her. So I feel like the Kree will definitely be another antagonist when we're talking about Captain Marvel. Now, moving on, Avengers Endgame. Now, this mass possibilities of villains and antagonists coming back for this movie. Obviously, you'll have Thanos. He will be at the top. But then, will the Outriders come back? Most likely. The Black Order. We're talking a lot of time travel. You know, they did die in Infinity War, but if we're doing time travel, we're reversing things. Obviously, the Black Order would be back, right? Then possible Red Skull. I would love to see a Red Skull and Captain America throw down one last time. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only fan out there who feels that way, right? So Red Skull could possibly be an antagonist, have a much larger role in this film than Infinity War, because he was just, keeper of the grounds when we're talking the Soul Stone. So I would love to see Red Skull return. Obviously, like I said, more time travel. So those time travel photos that we saw, they were back in the Battle of New York, first Avengers, the Chitauri. They could be in this movie as well. Returning villains, maybe Abomination with the whole snap, right? Obviously, wiping half of existence away. That means, wouldn't the world kind of run like crazy, like with no laws, no order? Like half of existence is gone. So what if Abomination escaped? And then, back at the Avengers Tower or whatnot, or the Avengers facility, you still have the remaining Avengers there. They're like, well, we have to, pick up the scraps and still do what's right. We still have to avenge and be Avengers. And you see, like, Bruce going to like a side mission while Abomination's out. Oh, fuck. And then, he goes up against Abomination again. That would be so awesome to see. I would love to see something like that. Obviously, Loki. I don't think Loki is dead. In the whole time travel video photos that we saw Loki as well. He's returned. So Loki could be a possible villain in this movie. He's always been a villain. He's always on and off, on and off, on and off. Loki. Is he dead? Is he not dead? Who knows? Crossbones. I heard that Mark, I forgot his name. Crossbones. I heard Crossbones was on set of Endgame. So like I said, with so much time travel, they can do so much. They can bring back so many villains, so many antagonists that were already established in the MCU, make a cameo in this movie. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some of the old school villains in this movie as well. Crossbones, I heard that he was on set of Avengers Endgame. He wrapped up his last scenes sometime, I think last year, like in October, November, something around those times. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Crossbones, but that's a huge list, just talking about, all the potential villains in Endgame. And there's so many more villains out there that they can introduce that you wouldn't even know. Like, you have to realize, the snap affected the entire universe. So not just Earth people are going to feel this. The entire universe are going to fucking feel this. So they're going to go after Thanos himself and figure out what is going on. Obviously, it's not just affecting a certain group. It's affecting the entire universe. So it makes sense. And the Spider-Man Far From Home, which I'm so excited for. Mysterio, our first introduction to Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio, which I cannot wait. He was badass in that first trailer. Oh my gosh, it was so sick, you guys. I cannot wait for Mysterio. He looks awesome. The costume looks great. We're definitely going to be getting Mysterio. Vulture. I heard Michael Keaton's Vulture was rumored to be in this movie as well. I don't know how he got out of prison or the after effects of Endgame. There's a lot of things that could happen that could really alter times and realities and kind of switch things up. Mysterio, possibly a Scorpion, a Shocker, because Vulture and Scorpion were in prison together. If you remember that last post-credit scene for Spider-Man Homecoming, he ran into Scorpion. Guy had the little, neck tattoo of the Scorpion. Shocker, possibly Shocker could return. And then, other members of the Sinister Six, because I feel like they're leading towards this third Spider-Man film for the Sinister Six. I have a big feeling they're leading towards that, and I would be all with that. So awesome. Doc Ock, are you kidding me? Another iteration of Dr. Octopus? I mean, Spider-Man 2 was fucking a fantastic movie. I love Dr. Octopus. And I would love to see another Doc Ock in this Tom Holland MCU Spider-Man. That would be sick. And then you have the Elementals in Spider-Man Far From Home. A bunch of them. You have Hydron, Hellfire, Cypher, whatever you want to call her, and Magnum. So you'll get those elementals. Some people will say, that it's really Hydro Man. It's not Hydron. He's not an elemental. He's just Hydro Man. Oh, okay, that's cool too. I mean, I'm fine with that as well. But, the whole gist of the story is that, Nick Fury hires Peter Parker, Spider-Man, and Jake Gyllenhaal, Mysterio. They're working together to take down these these elementals that are kind of ruining the place. And, rumor has it that, Jake Gyllenhaal, being the Mysterio that he is in this movie, he's creating these illusions. He's creating the idea of these people, really terrorizing, where they're at, and he's coming up with the ideas, and he's trying to be the hero himself. So I was okay, that could work. It's funny because one of the casting for the Elementals has already been released. His name is Newman Akar. He was rumored to play Chameleon, but if you go on IMDb, under his name list, it's named Magnum, so he's one of the Elementals. I was like, okay, well, that would be kind of sick. I'm cool with that. So we're getting a bunch of villains, legit, like, so many possibilities, so many villains in this, these next 3 movies this year. And like I said, the villains are just as equally important as to the heroes. Equally important. Because when you have a great villain, take like Thanos, it's so important and it's well done. And it adds more depth and more story to the movie. So I like the fact that Marvel Studios is really taking time with their villains and really expanding them, giving that more depth, more character development in their movies. They're not just a yellow jacket, you know what I mean? Just a filler in. Okay, we need the side villain just to put him in and blah, blah, blah. No, that's not the case. But I'm excited, you guys. A lot of good things coming this year from Marvel Studios. I cannot wait. Captain Marvel's coming out in 11 days, you guys. I'm super excited for that. I cannot wait. I can't wait for this post-credit scene and what's going to be. Oh my God, so many introductions to this movie. I'm excited. Captain Marvel, we are almost ready, baby. Let's go higher, further, faster. Post your comments down below, you guys. Let me know what you guys think about the Marvel Cinematic villains throughout the entire 10 years. Who are your favorite, and what do you think are the worst out of them all? Post your comments down below, you guys, and thank you for taking time today for watching MCU Productions. Peace.